Here
we go. Settling in. Here it is, coach.
Settling into what, Ty?
The frickin' seat, man. The frickin' seat.
The seat.
We on?
Yeah, we're going.
We good?
We're going.
Video's on?
Here it is.
Cool. All right. Date, May 22nd.
Yeah.
Still in quarantine.
No, we're not.
I
mean, dude, fuck, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
It is what it is, coach.
I wouldn't even do that.
Well, bars opened at midnight, man. Like last night, some bars opened at midnight, and then some of them are opening up at 5 p.m. today. 25%.
So stupid, bro. We're all gonna die.
We should implement the bumper cars thing, dude.
What the fuck are you talking about?
The bumper cars, man. Remember the video?
Why would we do that?
Where everyone's like in a bumper car?
You know how stupid that is? We're gonna have 10 people in the bar.
Pretty much.
And everybody's gonna be bouncing around, get 2 people drunk, and everybody's gonna turn to a fucking mosh pit.
Basically.
Stupid.
And drunk mosh pit.
We're gonna get pissed, start throwing hands. It's gonna be a disaster.
I'm gonna start flipping over.
Drinks are gonna spill. It's gonna be a fucking
it's gonna be a mess. But they're actually doing like in Wisconsin and stuff like that.
Yeah, because they're idiots.
Which leads me to my next point: healthy eating habits. Because
really transition, but that's the topic for the day.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying okay, well you're drinking. We can go out to drink.
That's true.
What are the best times to drink? We're gonna go over this just because
Yes.
people drink, so it's a normal. I drink. I'm
I don't know what I would classify myself as.
You drink every so often.
A few times.
A few times.
Get trashed.
You were getting trashed not too long ago at Boulevard.
God. Anyways.
All right. But basically, I mean, the overall theme about this is going over how to maintain a healthy eating habit. It's not so much like dieting or, what's the term used for it? Like,
what?
They're like fad diets.
Fad diets. Oh yeah, it's trendy.
Trendy
cool.
diets. So
that's kind of the thing about health, man. Is it's so subjective and people can use it as a trendy type deal. I'm cutting my carb.
Yeah.
Watching what I eat. But it's just for
I mean, honestly, I'll post pictures of food on my stories on Instagram, and people will be like, "How are you eating this many carbs?" What?
Well, we had that talk. I couldn't eat that the other day. Remember, I was having trouble eating that.
But people automatically think "Oh man, carbs, can't have it."
Oh yeah.
And that's what they're saying. So they're like, "Man, I mean, I've always been told these foods are higher carb. How am I supposed to stick to eating healthy when how are you leaning out when you're eating carbs? I can't even eat carbs myself." And there's one other lady, one of my other clients, she was gonna buy prepackaged meals, and she was looking at the carb content. Nothing else didn't matter. Nothing else. It was just said 30, 40 grams of carbs per.
And she was like, I can't eat it.
And she's like, is the high carb content something I should worry about? I was like, no. They've got brown rice, sweet potatoes, quinoa.
There's good carbs, there's bad carbs.
I mean, yes and no, but basically how you use them. I mean,
true. But
in that sense, yeah, they're complex carbohydrates, they're healthier carbs, quote unquote. But she was asking me is that okay? Is this something is it okay to eat?
Man, people are real uneducated about it's what they read on Facebook and
that's what I'm saying.
And
or it's just word of mouth. Word of mouth, the way it spreads. People think oh my God, I have to eat lower carbs. Lower carbs means burning more fat, which it does to an extent. But
even then, dude, that's such a when you get to when people talk about the keto diet, you have to hit ketosis.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to get to ketosis?
Yeah. I mean, even then you're still eating carbs.
You know how tough that is? You're eating a minimum, but you have to your body has to go into a certain state. Which people don't understand when you go into keto and they're like, I'm gonna get to ketosis. Mm-hmm. It's you only I think I hit ketosis twice in that month or two I was hitting.
Yeah.
I was doing that because it's people think I'm gonna go do a keto diet, cut my carbs, so I can hit ketosis and burn fat faster. It's yeah, but that also includes you have to fast.
Right.
That's the only way you're gonna ever hit ketosis is keto diet plus a fast, and that sucked.
Yeah.
That was
it's not sustainable.
No, that's why I stopped doing it, man. Because there was no, I did it for the month and a half before I did that big run, and then I realized there's no way I can keep this up for a lifetime.
Well, yeah,
it's not something I can keep doing. So I had to find something else that worked, which is when I came across the low fat, high carb. With high protein, it kind of balanced itself out, and I've seen a lot better results. And I can eat all day and feel okay. I'm not starving. I remember when I was doing the keto thing, I was telling you I was waking up hungry, at 2:00 in the morning, stomach growling, I need to fucking eat, or I can't sleep. That was jacking me up pretty bad. But yeah, you gotta find something that's sustainable. If not, if of course you're not gonna stick to it.
Yeah.
That's the key.
And whenever I put people like on, or not put people, but whenever they ask about like nutritional advice, I'm like what do you think is sustainable for you? Like what are some of your daily eating habits, this and that? And they're like, don't you think I should try like keto first? Like I always heard like,
bro.
I'm like,
I think
now think about it. Like you're completely cutting out an entire macronutrient.
Yeah.
From one day to the next.
It's tough.
How do you think you're going to be able to sustain that? You're not.
I really think keto is effective. It is.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's not effective.
Effective.
I'm not saying it's not effective, but is it something you could use your entire life? Some people do. Some people eat high fat, high protein, low carb. And they can totally do it.
I think that goes for like people that are very experienced in dieting and nutrition.
Sure. Yeah.
They can handle something like that. For the normal everyday person, that's really fucking hard.
It's very difficult. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, do people do and eat keto their entire lives? Absolutely. I mean, there's tons of people, like you can go on Instagram and you'll see people being complete, they live and die by the fucking keto diet. And they are successful at it. And they can sustain it. For the average human being that is just trying to lose weight, trying to lose some pounds, whatever it is may be, it's not really a sustainable diet. Because what happens as soon as you start implementing carbs back in your diet and you're not tracking calories?
Blow up.
You're going to end up gaining weight.
I don't think there will be a day that comes where I don't stop and look at the nutrition facts on an item that I put in my body.
Yeah.
I've just gotten to that point where
you get used to it.
Everything I eat, I want to see what I'm eating.
Right.
So the idea that you're going to eat, some people, I don't know how you don't do that. Hell, even when I go to restaurants and order something, I have to look at what I'm eating. I always look it up. I'm like, okay. Because MyFitnessPal is everything, bro.
Well, we'll get into that. But basically, the start of something that is able to be sustainable starts with something that basically means you're able to eat that way
for a long period
of time.
Yeah.
I mean, basically forever.
Right.
Because, I mean, when you talk about diets, and I hate the word diet, and lots of other fitness influencers hate the word diet because diet means short term. It's very, very, very short term. What are you doing? Oh, I'm dieting down. It's like, what does that mean? Like for a month, a week, a day?
Yeah.
2 weeks before spring break, like all those freaking people on social media post. I'm going on my diet 2 weeks till spring break. It's like, it's not going to work.
No.
It doesn't work. It never works.
No.
So, I hate to say that, like, yeah, diets work, quote unquote. They work. But is it sustainable? Yeah, you can cut down 30 pounds in a fucking month or two by eating keto. But what happens after that? You plateau, right? You have no more calories to cut, and then you're like, fuck, I'm fucking starving. I need to eat. I can't do this anymore. Implement carbs, boom.
The thing with that is, like, I found myself, like, when I was going to indulge in something, like, I fucking went all out. Like, I was like, I'm just so hungry.
You have more cravings, right?
Yes. So that's why, like, the good thing with keto was, like, a lot of times you can eat stuff in high fat. So, but the crazy thing was, like, a lot of people have sweet tooths. So the thing with keto diet is, like, there's not a whole lot of sweet foods that don't have carbs.
Right.
So you're pretty much stuck to, like, salty and, like, meat type
products, bacon and stuff like that.
So hard. Yeah. So, like, the good thing with, like, that I found is, like, I get a sweet tooth a lot, so I can throw down. I can cut. I've been eating the same bag of gummy bears.
Yeah.
For like a month now.
Yeah, that's okay.
I just eat like 4 or 5 at a time, just to satisfy that sweet tooth when I get a sweet tooth, and it's like no carb, no fats.
Yeah.
Just carbs, and it's like 10 carbs for like 7 gummy bears, and it's like that satisfies the sweet tooth.
Right.
So it's finding something that works for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is.
Yeah. Another thing that we have to like really acknowledge, I feel like, is people don't understand why these diets work. So, yes, these fad diets, they work. They help you cut weight. They help you lose fat. They work, right?
Right.
What makes it work long term is the fact that it's able to be sustainable. So, the commonality you think about whenever you're talking about these diets is the fact that they all involve being in a caloric deficit, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Which means you eat less than what you burn, right? So you're cutting fat. That's it. Mm-hmm. So intermittent fasting, keto diets, paleo, whatever it is, high carb. I mean, I'm sure there's high carb diet.
Thousands of different.
There's so many. Atkins. They all have a common feature with these diets.
I think that the extreme, like the Atkins and all that stuff, that extreme weight loss shit doesn't work. I think that's
it works short term. It works very short term. It's very quick result.
Why I say that is because it's like the same concept. I think we talked about this before. It's like the people that do the extreme weight loss, like they go from weighing like 400 pounds and they cut down to like 200. They lose like 200 pounds, right? So they look good again.
Yeah.
Like whatever, good.
Yeah.
They always end up ballooning back because that stuff's not sustainable. They've suffered. They put their body through so much quick time suffering.
Unless you're Goggins.
Yeah, but not everybody's Goggins.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, it's just like those people end up blowing back up anyway because they didn't. It's not something that they planned on sustaining. Like, yeah, it's cool. I hit the goal, but once they hit that finish line of like, okay, we're on the TV show. They show themselves. Oh, I lost 200 pounds.
Yeah, and then like 2 years later,
rolling, and you go back to them and they're just right.
Yeah, and then 2 years later, you'll see an article. So and so Emily, the extreme weight loss contestant that won, ended up gaining 300 more pounds.
Yeah, it's just like. So it's like, yeah, that's great to lose the weight for fucking television is a whole nother story. But then like, is that something you're gonna continue to do for the rest of your life? Are you gonna look like do what it takes to look like that? And people don't.
No, absolutely not. I mean, it is hard. Like at the foundation of it, eating clean and eating.
I don't find it hard, man, because there's some.
Well, there's ways to make it easier, and that's what we're going to talk about. So, like for me, like I find it easier than most other people, but that's because I figured out my niche. I figured out what works out for me, you know. And people see all these different diets and think, "I'm going to close the computer. Fuck this." You know what I mean? Yeah. They're so closed off. It's the same thing when you're just overwhelmed by studying a whole bunch of material. You're just like, you turn off your brain. Yeah, and you don't want to think, you don't want to act, you don't want to even try because you hear thousands of different things. The same with working out, man. Like you see all these different workout routines, all these different exercises that build the biggest chest, the biggest biceps, burns the most fat. Like you see all of this and you're like, where the fuck do I begin? Yeah. Like where do you start? Yeah. And people have a lot of trouble trying to figure that out. But I think people need to understand that at the core of all of these diets and all of these exercise, whatever, you know, at the core of dieting or having a sustainable, nutritionally dense lifestyle, at the forefront of it all, it is all just caloric deficit. It's really just being.
That's like, and honestly, like people that ask me like, what, like, I need to lose weight fast. What do I do to lose weight? I'm like, eat less, exercise more.
Boom.
It's so simple. But people overplay it, bro.
Yeah, of course.
They overplay it. They're like, they're always looking for an excuse. Like, it's just not. It's just plain and simple. Lose weight, get more active. Yep. Lose weight, eat less shit.
I guarantee you, if you, and I tell this to a lot of people as well. Like, I guarantee you, if you just stick to eating things that you know are healthy, and you go outside and go for a walk or a jog, I guarantee you that scale will go down, 1,000%.
But they don't want to let that go.
No,
it's hard.
They want to find the quickest.
I guarantee,
and that's advertising towards people that want to see overnight success, because people want it quick.
That's life, though, bro.
But I know, and people need to understand that's not how it is.
No,
because it's not overnight, you know, success. It's not overnight, you know, goals you're reaching. It's gonna take time. But people want the quickest route, which is why they resort to fad diets and keto diets, because people lose weight fast. They have been proven to lose weight fast on those diets, but they're not sustainable.
No, you're not going to keep that up. No way you can keep that
up. How many pounds do you look to lose each week whenever you're trying to cut down? One pound?
1/2 to 1 pound.
Yeah, okay. So for me, like I try to lose 1 to 2 pounds per week. What do other people try to do? 14, 10?
Yeah, a week.
Like a week, and I'm like, holy shit.
If you're losing 10 pounds a week, bro, you are seriously...
unless...
depriving your body.
Unless you were, like, obviously morbidly obese or, like, heavily overweight. Well, you're going to... As soon as you start eating healthy, you're going to be cutting weight fast.
But for, like, people that are, like, in 200s and, like, I want to weigh 180, it's like, if you lose 10 pounds in a week, you're seriously cutting your body off. Like, that's unhealthy. Yeah. And that's the fine line of, like, people doing extreme to, like, moderate is, like, if you don't have patience and you do something really stupid where you just, like, stop eating, that shit's gonna happen.
It's like getting ready for, like, weddings and shit like that, bro.
Dude,
like, people
don't do that.
Meals and stuff. Yeah. So, like, whenever you're trying to stick to cutting diet, like, obviously, you said earlier that it makes it, like, easy. What are some of the things that you try to implement daily, like you try to stick to?
So it's like you can find things that are good. It's just like when you go grocery shopping, it's like do your research, like look at like enjoyable meals on like low carb, low fat, and there's like hundreds and hundreds of articles of people who've like made meals that are fucking awesome. Like they're really good and like they're good for you.
Yeah.
So it's like go through the grocery aisles and you'd be surprised at the shit that you find, dude. If you go through the aisles and like look at nutrition packets, like, oh, I can eat this, and then you start thinking like I could add this with this and this and like have a good solid meal and it tastes good.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff you're eating, like a lot of stuff that I eat, like when you throw like 100-calorie Greek yogurt with like Rice Krispies, because there's like no fat in it and it's all carbs, and like so you have a lot of carbs, you're on a high carb diet. It's like that tastes really fucking good, and it's like eating nothing, like eating air, but it's filling.
Yeah.
It's it's sustainable. It's like eating rice cakes with peanut butter and like
Yeah.
fruit. It's like there's so many different combinations that you just have to do your research, and you'll find like meals and snacks that are sustainable in your diet frame.
Yeah.
And it's good. And it, like people lack the knowledge, I guess, and the drive to like go out and research these different things, like to find stuff that you can eat.
Right.
It's crazy, but like it's out there. Like you can find a diet that will work for you, and you can make it work. It's just you got to put in the time and effort to find what's sustainable.
I think the biggest thing that helped me to understand like my foods and my nutrition, and whether it be trying to put on muscle and gain weight or cut down on fat and put the scale down lower, I think the biggest thing for me was tracking calories. And people are always so scared of tracking calories. And this that. Yeah. But people are so scared to track calories, and they think it's like over compulsive, or like just like food, like you have like food manic and you're just fucking like so caught up in like trying to weigh food and shit. But like the process of doing that takes no more than only 2 minutes a day.
I think it's a subconscious thing, man. It's like people know that they have to put down what they're eating, and they know that this shit, like let's say they're like, okay, I'm gonna eat dinner tonight, and it's like I'm gonna eat like, and it's like your significant other.
People are just
like, oh, I'm gonna eat something bad. You're like, okay, well, yeah, we can eat something bad, and it's like I'm gonna put that in my phone. It's like you don't even want to look at this shit because you're gonna fuck that scale up. Yeah. So they'd just rather be like,
I'm not gonna do it.
Not
that, and they're just fucking lazy.
They're lazy because, dude, I do it. I was eating.
How long does it take you a day?
Fucking, and if you're gonna add it up total, 15 minutes.
15 minutes a day.
Well, but I think it was harder for me if people don't know a food scale, because then you're kind of guesstimating.
Well,
and
that's
tough, and you have to like do math.
Okay, so
hard. And
part of that is that you need a food scale.
Yeah,
I think you can't eyeball it because you'll never know. I can't even eyeball it.
No, you can't eyeball it. Like, how are you gonna look at a chicken breast and be like, that's 5 ounces?
Yeah,
like,
it's tough.
Impossible.
It's tough. And not to mention the fact, if you were to look at a piece of chicken and a piece of meat next to each other, think about it. What's more dense? The red meat, right?
Oh yeah.
It's a heavier meat.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's one of the reasons why you can slightly sear it on both sides and still eat it. It's so dense. The meat is so dense that bacteria basically can't get within the inside of the meat, which is why you can cook it like...
You can undercook meat, but you can't
undercook meat, quote unquote. But chicken, obviously, you got to cook all the way through because it's a less dense meat. So going back onto weighing it, like if you were just to look at a piece of meat and a piece of chicken, that red meat's going to be like an ounce or two heavier than the chicken is. So it's really hard to eyeball it. So tracking in general, I mean, it requires a food scale, but the food scale is such a simple tool to use. It's only $20.
Not even, bro. I bought mine for like $14.
That's what I'm saying. It's like at freaking Target for $15. You can get a food scale, weigh your food after you cook it, and plug it into MyFitnessPal. Yeah. And you have your calories.
5 minutes.
It takes 5 minutes.
Yeah. But people like they don't want to do it because it's just a discipline thing. You lack discipline
to
sit and count your food.
But not to mention the fact that even if you were just to weigh your food, like the app itself, MyFitnessPal, it's
free.
It's free, and it keeps a log of all the prior food that you've already put into it.
If you have like a habitual thing where you eat these foods like every day, all I have to do is type in the first 2 letters and there, boom, hit it, check.
There it is. It's done.
It's over.
And you look at your calories, boom.
How can you sit here and say, I just can't stick to it? It's like it takes. You carry your phone every 5 minutes where you have to. Text goes off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're texting right there. You're like scrolling down Instagram.
It's like, why can't you just like make a habit?
Create
a habit.
That is the thing I try to tell people, and I think that it's such a powerful tool to use because tracking calories alone.
It's not powerful. It's essential.
I think so. Like it is almost essential because like if I didn't track my food, I wouldn't know where to cut down on calories or increase in calories to maintain my progress every single week.
Absolutely.
You cannot sit there, and some people can. Because of their genetics and whatnot. But I'm just saying for the average human being that is trying to make progress every single week and cut calories, you cannot sit there and look at this fucking meal and be like,
I think like, okay,
1,000 calories.
So, truth be told, I think when you get to a certain point where like you've been like, let's like that guy that I was watching, that Merc guy, remember? that we were watching. He made that breakfast at the taco. Remember? You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, that's
That guy
to a
doesn't
certain
count-
point.
Yeah, so
yes.
he's been counting his. But here's the deal: he's been counting his macros. He said for like 2 years prior.
But
every
that doesn't
day.
even matter. He was still using a cup thing to
He was still
measure.
Yeah,
And
but
he knows.
Yeah, he was measuring for serving size and portion size, but he
Right.
wasn't really counting his macros at
Right.
the time. But it's like, yeah, when you get to a point where you've been tracking them and you're eating the same things consistently, you have a kind of
You have a
gauge of, like,
conscious
all right, I
mind and
I'm
you
gonna
know where
eat
you're
this.
eating at.
I know how much I'm going to put of this. Like, you kind of know, and like you're there. That's when
Yeah.
you get to a point where like maybe you don't have to track every
Right.
single meal.
Right.
But then let's look back at the work it took to get to that point. It's like I tracked them for 2 years prior. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah. Then,
You know, okay,
bro.
that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I think like when I first started like trying to lose weight or cut or gain weight for muscle, like, dude, tracking was phenomenal. Like
yeah.
there wasn't a week where I plateaued.
Mm-hmm.
I was always making progress, like no matter what. It helped me to maintain healthy eating because you're actively going in there, logging your food in, and seeing how many calories and macros each food item has.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like you're able to see that. You're like, holy shit, this is probably something I shouldn't be having every freaking day. But okay, it's fine. I know what it has in there. Boom, you're done. And it kind of you actively like make the effort of knowing how much calories or how bad something
people
is.
Hear like I'm gonna start counting my macros, and they're like, oh my god, it sounds so complicated.
Yeah, I know,
But
and it shouldn't
really
be.
Not.
It really shouldn't be. I also think that people should educate themselves on how many calories to eat. So the problem that most people have, and I think where they probably turn off, is knowing how many calories to eat.
Yeah.
And so, how do you figure that out? Yes, there's lots of tools online to be able to sit there. Hey, I want to lose fat. Here's my calories, and those are great tools to start off with.
Mm-hmm.
And so, whenever you're able to get those calories and put them into your MyFitnessPal calculator, you got to actively see how much you're weighing every single day with those calories, and then accordingly adjust.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the progress is made. So people struggle like, fuck, where do I even start? There's tons of calculators online on Google. Type in weight loss calculator, boom,
found a
it will give
video-
you calories.
Yeah.
Follow it. If you were losing 10 pounds a week, obviously that's not something you should be eating. Increase your calories. If you're gaining weight,
dude,
cut more
There's
calories.
so many different equations. It's like, and they'll tell you step by step. Okay, if you weigh this much, is how much protein. If you weigh this much, you should have this much.
It'll give
calories
you
a
the
day.
specific
How
one.
active are you? How much do you work out? It's
Yep.
like there's questionnaires you fill out, and then it'll be like, boom, this is how many calories you need to stick under.
You can even go in here and be like, what's the highest amount of protein per ounce that I should like? Highest
I
foods.
think the key is like 1 gram, right?
Well, I'm saying like if you're trying to look for like best foods for protein, be like, what is the highest ounce meat I could eat for protein? Be like, chicken, ground turkey.
Yeah.
Like it'll be on there if you don't even know what type of foods to eat. Like you could actively just do a 2-second search on Google and be like,
There it is. Answers.
start buying it. You know what I mean?
It's wild, dude. But it's a discipline thing more than anything, and it shows.
Yeah.
It shows. It's if you can't stick to a diet plan, like if you're truly trying to better your health and you can't stick to 5 minutes of weighing out your food or like entering in, I eat a fucking banana.
Yeah.
I think that also can hold you accountable. It's like, yo, if you have like these cravings, it's like, okay, I got to put this in. Like I hate seeing my numbers get really low to the point where I can't eat anything anymore. Because then you start to struggle. You're like, fuck, what can I eat? Because I'm kind of hungry, but I fucked up earlier and ate a little too much of something I shouldn't have eaten.
Right.
Ate too much yogurt or whatever, so now I have to cut back here. It's like it holds you accountable.
Yeah, for sure.
I think, and people don't want to be held to that standard.
Yeah.
It's just like
They don't want to feel like they're like
not in control. But
not
it's
in
like,
control of what they're able to eat.
like,
They
I'm
want to
gonna
be
eat.
freelance
That's the thing.
eating.
It's like if you're gonna get mad because like you're fucking it up at the end of the day, it's like that's on you. You decided to eat all that shit.
Yeah,
it's on you.
It's another you versus you battle. I think.
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
It really just comes down to whatever you're able to put in your mouth.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to say that, but you know what I mean.
Jesus. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I can't, dude. Why did you say that? Yeah, how many other ways you could have put that? How many other things you could have said that would have sounded so much better?
Oh
My God.
That was bad. I should just cut it
God, dude. But no, really, in all honesty, in all seriousness, like the people, this is like the craziest thing I learned this. Like my anatomy teacher told me this when I was at Angelina. He's this real skinny guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, people always ask me, because he's a nutritionist as well. He was like, people always ask me, like, he was kind of a dick. He was like, people always ask me, what do I need to do to lose weight? What do I need to do to lose weight? And he's like, quit eating so much shit And it's but like it's so true. Like I want to lose weight. Okay, so stop eating.
Right.
Not like entirely.
Yeah, I know what you. Yeah, I know.
And I knew what he meant is like stop eating a bunch of bullshit, and you'll be fine.
Yep.
You'll make it.
Yep.
And that's so hard for people to do because like eating nowadays is such a social interaction.
That's what I was about to say as well. I mean, like even like interacting with other people or surrounding yourself with other people.
Yeah.
Who aren't in the same goal mindset as you, dude. You're gonna fucking fail.
Dude, no, like my family is not very healthy.
Yeah. I mean, almost every other week I see a different cake in there that you're
a cake that people bring and no one touches it. I mean, they leave it here for God knows what reason.
Yeah.
I never fucking touch it.
Yeah.
That takes discipline, number one. Number two is like every time they come over a pizza box, they need to have pizza, taco. Like they're gonna come here for the graduation or whatever, and like earlier they came for Alora's award ceremony, and they needed to have pizza.
Yep.
And the other day they came to
have It's a celebratory thing, though. You know what I mean?
I don't find
that's fine. And that's fine. And like, hey, okay, so like, and that's the thing. Like, there's ways to eat unhealthy to keep your nutritional lifestyle sustainable, and we'll get to that. But yeah, I get what you're saying. So
I think like
just surrounding yourself with people that don't eat healthy is tough.
It's not. It's just hard to like the idea. Like so, they'll come over here and they'll be like, "All right, let's go grab dinner, right?" And I'm like, "Okay, cool.
Where do you want to go?
Where do you want to go?" And
Olive Garden.
They're like, "Well, you can eat. That's different. You can eat healthy at Olive Garden." Because on my current diet, when they wanted to go to Olive Garden,
but like when people think of Olive Garden, like fuck pasta shit. You know what I mean?
But like I made it. I got grilled chicken on top of pasta with meat sauce, and that's sustainable. But it wasn't my ideal meal to go to Olive Garden, what I actually wanted. But I made it work in the constraints of my diet.
Correct. Yeah. Sure.
But it's like they come over here and they're like, well, let's go to like Culver's. Let's go to like where did they say?
Whataburger.
I'm like, I can't eat. I could maybe, but like
grilled chicken. Yeah.
Grilled chicken sandwich. But
salad.
I forgot what they said. They were like.
But even then, like I get what you're saying, but like even when you're surrounded by people eating freaking patty melts and what a chicken strip sandwiches, like you're gonna feel like some sort of resentment and feel like people feel like they're missing out, and then they end up breaking, you know?
Yeah, like they come over here and eat
or they'll have some fries, or have some shake,
or
whatever.
They brought the pizza over here and they're eating or whatever, and I'm fucking eating like Greek yogurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Like I know that's like they just don't give a shit. Like they just don't care. I mean, it shows.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you gonna do? Like I'm not mad. I don't have like resentment towards them that they're gonna do that in front of me. Like obviously, I wish I could sit here and stuff my face with fucking pizza every day. But you just gotta be the bigger person, man. Like that's it's tough, and that's it's such a big social thing. Like people, and I kind of piss people off sometimes, especially the other day. Or like, where do you want to go eat? And I'm like, well, I can't eat that. I don't want to go there because I can't grab anything there.
Just don't freaking go.
They're like, just do it, just one time.
Yeah,
and we'll get to that, but it's like just one time doesn't. That's such a toxic term. It
is, because that one time can lead to 2 times and to 3 times and to 4 times, and
like
you got to be okay with saying no.
Yeah. I feel like the days that I cheat, like so I had that pizza that one day I just fucking went all out, but I hadn't cheated in 2 weeks prior.
And so that's where I want to get to next. But go on.
It's like I felt when you eat that, it kind of changes your whole demeanor, man. Because number one, I felt like shit afterwards.
Right.
The next day came around. You suffer on your exercise because you feel sluggish and lethargic.
Right.
It really shows when you've been eating clean for so long. Then you have one meal.
Yeah. And
it's like it really shows on your performance and everything else.
Yeah, you're gonna feel like shit.
And the other thing is like you just feel like drawn to do it again.
Yeah.
That's where things snowball. It's like fuck, like that pizza was so good yesterday.
Like, it's like
it would be good again, right? Now I'm like, no, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And that's just like your subconscious arguing with yourself. It's kind of crazy, but yeah.
So like a good segue from that, do we eat healthy? Obviously, I mean, like you're telling your story about eating pizza, but where does that all fit in with like being able to sustain a healthy nutritional lifestyle?
Yeah.
And people need to be aware that like, no, we don't eat 100% clean all the time.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. It really is. I mean, like.
Machine.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you're training to become if you're training for like 2 or 3 months for like a bodybuilding competition or a marathon, those are things like you got to be 100%. But even afterwards, like those guys they're pounding down like freaking pizzas and sushi and all sorts of shit like after those competitions end. But like, how do you fit those unhealthy meals into your diet?
I think, jeez, what the hell? Look, my big fat fabulous star splits from her fiance. Why would we give a shit? It's the same case. See, like they become celebrities. Anyway, What was I saying? Oh, so I think there's a myth, bro. Like, I think, like, so, like, that time, that, like, month that I trained prior to that 48-mile thing, I don't think I cheated once. I ate clean.
Yeah.
And it changed. And now that I changed my routine and my workout and everything like that, I'm not running as much as easily. And it showed. I found that out the other day. But the thing with that is, like, if you're just living life, you're not prepping for a show or a run or a race, like, you can enjoy life, man. It's just in moderation. It's like, if you want to have one bad meal, bro, like, you can have one bad meal. Like, no one got fat off eating one burger, just like no one got skinny off of eating one salad.
Or basically like a couple days of the gym or whatever.
Man, like, you'll be okay. Like, if you're just living life and you're living a healthy lifestyle and you want to give yourself one meal or, like, one day, go ahead, man. Like, it's fine. Like, you won't drive yourself nuts. You're not gonna completely falter because you had a fucking burger and some fries. Like, you're not gonna, like, die. Like, life's short, man. Like, live, eat that burger one time. Now, I'm not saying life's short, go eat a fucking burger and whatever you want every fucking day, because then you're gonna get morbidly obese. But it's like, if you're gonna go out on a Saturday night and have a dinner and you've been eating clean all week, it's like, dude, enjoy yourself. Have a beer, have a burger, have some chicken, whatever.
And I think, like, people need to be aware of how to do that. So, like, for me, if I'm gonna go out and eat something that's really, really bad, like later on, and I know that, like, for instance, like, we're gonna go out to eat tomorrow, like, I know that I'm gonna cut back earlier in the day, get a freaking insane workout in, and then go feast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, I'm not going to eat normal all throughout the day and then be like, all right, burgers and fries, here we go. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to cut down earlier in the day to make some room for you to be able to enjoy those sorts of things. You know what I mean? So, like, for people that don't know, like, it's called, like, a if it fits your macros lifestyle, which means, like, hey, you're still hitting your calories even though you're eating something that's considered bad, essentially. But how are you hitting those calories? You're basically cutting back
on other parts of your meal.
Whether you're eating bad in the morning because you're going to have some freaking pancakes in the morning, so you cut later on during the day, or you cut early on in the day and then you're going to have a couple of beers with friends. Or
I see it like this, and people kind of I tell my family this, especially, like, I don't know if I can afford it. And when I say that, they're like, you don't have any money? I'm like, no, like, I don't know if I can afford it, like, to eat it. I don't know if my body can afford to
That's a good way to put it.
I always think about it that way. That makes, like, I don't know if I can afford to put that in my body right now.
Yeah.
And it kind of drives people crazy. Like, dude, we're just going to go, like, eat at, like,
Chick-fil-A.
What do you mean you can't afford it? Yeah. And I'm like, no, like, my body can't afford to eat that right now.
Yeah.
And that's, like, that's
a good way to put it.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah. So, whenever you're doing that, I feel like people should also be aware of how you eat at home and how you can make good meals at home. Because, like, obviously, if you want something to be sustainable, you gotta like it, right?
Yeah.
So, like, we're not just eating, like, brown rice, chicken, or just, like, steamed chicken and broccoli.
Yeah.
Every single day. Like, there's different options for you to pick and choose, like different sauces to use on your freaking chicken
that's
and stuff
the thing
like that.
Like, a lot of people use hot sauces. You go to the hot sauce section or, like, the sauce section at, like, H-E-B or wherever your grocery store is, and, like, you notice that sauce has no calories.
Yeah,
some. I mean,
it's worth checking and noting.
And stuff, but, like, for the most part, like, buffalo sauce. Like,
like Frank's Red Hot buffalo sauce.
All that stuff
has,
not
like,
thicker,
literally
like
10
the
calories.
Thicker paste type shit, you got to be careful with.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
Hot and dense, but, like, I'm talking
Tabasco,
like hot sauce,
Frank's Red Hot.
That shit is it's like
has,
eating
like,
nothing.
0 calories.
It's just a lot of sodium. Like, you can throw that, like, on my turkey is super bland with brown rice, and just throw some buffalo sauce, and it gives it, like, instant flavor. And you're still, like, eating a really healthy, fat meal.
I will say this: I think with every single meal I use a sauce.
Yeah.
And it tastes good. Yeah. Like, it helps it taste good.
That's the point of it.
Yeah, exactly. And that includes, like, just like you're saying, like Tabasco and freaking Frank's Red Hot. Like, those sauces have 0 calories.
Yeah, there's just healthy alternatives at every step of the way. It's like, I love to eat my shit with butter. It's like there's non-fat, non-salted butter.
Yeah.
That can give an alternative to your shitty, nasty butter. It's like, I love eggs. It's like, well, you don't really need the yolk. Go eat fucking egg whites. Yeah. Another solution. It's
and
like,
throw like a little bit of cheese on top.
It's like,
you're gonna be fine.
I love ice cream. I can't get away with ice cream. Go fucking freeze whipped cream and eat whipped cream. It tastes the same. It's got the same consistency.
Yeah, and not to mention they have, like, lighter calorie,
fat free
ice creams, like Halo Top and shit. Halo Top's good.
There's just so many different alternatives, and people aren't willing to put in, like, the research to find, or, like, go through the grocery store and be like, here's this ice cream, but then let me go down this way, and there's all these healthy alternative ice creams. Eat that 70 like, there's those Halo Tops, like, for 2 scoops, it's like 80 calories, bro.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Or, like,
Yeah.
if you have a sweet tooth, like, grab some whipped cream, eat some fruit.
Or like your idea about getting gummies.
Yeah, like
having a few gummies, pop a few gummies.
Yeah, it cuts the
honestly,
craving.
like even for me, like even getting like a protein shake, like a chocolate protein shake,
sometimes can do it.
And using like like your unsweetened almond milk you did the other day, like that tasted so good. It tastes like a milkshake, and you can literally just like put some ice in there, blend it. It's a freaking smoothie or a shake.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And it tastes good.
It did. I was surprising.
Yeah, it tastes good.
I had been throwing different stuff in there. Like I did regular milk. I did the core power regular milk, and then I was just like fucking throw almond milk in there.
Yeah,
it fucking came out
tastes
really
like freaking
good.
Nesquik, man.
Dude, it was so
good.
And like that's just me experimenting with a whole bunch of different stuff.
Right, and you know you like it, and now you're gonna stick to it, and it makes you stick to your goals. Like that's literally trial and error. That's literally how you live life. Like how the way you apply what you eat and what you experiment and what you like to consume to make progress. Yeah. That is life. That's with everything. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna find what you like overnight. You're not gonna make progress overnight. Like you gotta try a whole bunch of different stuff. See what works for you. See what you enjoy. Like for me, like I enjoy cooking. Like I enjoy making a good, decent meal that just tastes really, really good. Mm-hmm. So I'll use like for example, like I'll cook some like salmon fish for dinner with some broccoli, rice. But with the salmon, I'll make sure you use some olive oil, use some rosemary, some herbs, like some garlic, like everything that's just like natural herb flavoring and seasonings to make it taste good. Like, and it's freaking bomb. Lemon juice, like
you throw some
it's
lemon
bomb
juice
as hell.
With like some
and I feel no guilt eating that, and it's just it's good for you. Omega-3s, protein, like, dude, you're making progress.
Yeah.
And another thing that's really big for me is that like
the thing with that is that it takes effort.
Yeah.
It takes effort, and they have to look at recipes, and they have to go to the grocery store, and I have to buy this, and it's not even about the money.
I look up my recipes off YouTube. I take a 5-minute YouTube video how to make the best
steak recipe, chicken recipe.
How to make
thousands.
How to make healthy salmon.
Thousands of them, bro, pop up, and it's like, but then they're like, I have to cook. I don't want to cook. I can just order takeout. I don't want to have to wash the dishes afterwards. And it's excuse after excuse after excuse.
They'll find a way. Yeah, people find a way to make excuses.
That's what I said. I go back to the same thing, bro. The amount of effort that people go to like
not
avoid
do something,
discomfort or like effort in something, they'll go. Yeah. It's wild.
I think it's really fun though. But I mean, like,
I have, and this is speaking of like you remember I used to eat out every.
You used to eat out every day, and then you eat frozen meals, and then that was it. No cooking.
That was so bad.
Yeah.
Like I used to eat out, and people think I'm over exaggerating. Like, no way, you didn't, motherfucker. I ate out every meal.
Yeah, you were coming back with Chipotle every day.
And I go to HEB like 3 times a day to get frozen meals. Yeah. And eat Chipotle and Chick-fil-A and whatever.
It's expensive.
It's expensive, and now that I've changed that, I haven't eaten. I think the last time I ate out was like with my mom on like last Sunday.
Yeah. And
it wasn't even my choice. But the point is, like, I'd rather eat at home. I'd rather say I don't want to go out.
You eat at home. You cook. You eat healthy. You save money.
Mm-hmm. It's like
it's such you make progress. I mean, there's win. Like, but there's so many different ways.
But it takes effort.
It takes effort, and you have to clean dishes.
And it's hard. And
I think
guess what? There's a dishwasher.
Yeah,
doing for you.
That's my thing, man. I also think like being able to just like fill your refrigerator with things that you like, just to finish everything off. Like the last thing I really like to do is just to fill my fridge with nothing but healthy foods, like out of sight, out of mind things. I'm not shoving freaking chips and cake and shit in my pantries or whatever. Like if it's not there, you're not gonna eat it. You have to survive. Well, so in order for you to survive, you gotta eat what's in your fridge. You paid money for it, boom.
Yeah,
you gotta make it.
I give myself like one. I give myself one thing. So like I bought Pop-Tarts yesterday when grocery shopping. Pop-Tarts, but like I know that's gonna be like for the one day that like fuck I didn't eat today.
Mm-hmm. You gotta catch up on calories.
Catch up on carbs, calories, whatever.
And then you eat it post workout, post run.
That's for.
Yeah, sure.
That's all that's for.
Yeah.
And people have to. I think I've gotten to a point of self discipline, like I know that these are sitting here unopened, and I won't open them until it's like an emergency.
Right.
Like I need to eat.
Remember you had that thing of Pop-Tarts in your freaking your cupboard in your desk for like months, and I was like, bro, eat this already. It's old. It's old. It's done.
Yeah, and I ate them.
And then I pretended to open them up, and then it ripped open and splattered.
I fucking eat them. That was just,
it was like strawberry.
It was the same concept. Like I had those in there for like the day that like I didn't get to eat lunch or something.
Yeah,
like, they were in there for a reason.
Yeah,
that's why they hadn't been open. They were in there for fucking a long.
And then you're like, are you freaking kidding me? And then you're like.
I started eating them. You opened it.
You opened it. It's like, it's done now. You gotta eat them now.
It's like, but like that, and I think that takes a lot of discipline to get to a spot like that where you can have like bad food staring at you and not eat it.
Yeah, I mean, it gets to a certain point, but like I also think like if you spend a long amount of time not eating, you're gonna develop cravings, which is why you'll always hear people eating like 5 or 6 meals throughout the day. So like for fitness influencers or bodybuilders, like they'll spread out their meals throughout the day, not only to like optimize protein consumption for like muscle building or whatever, that's beside the point, but also to alleviate cravings.
Yeah.
Because if you make a huge gap of time where you're not eating and you get really, really hungry, what's the first thing you think of? Oh,
fucking hungry. I need to eat something.
Freaking
I need to eat something
burger.
fast. I'm busy.
What do you say? What do you say? Like, oh, what a burger, bro.
And this is something wild that,
like,
that I read in that book, How We Sleep, is huge. It's like sleep, whether you believe it or not, sleep and rest have such a huge take on your nutrition and your energy. Yeah. It's like if you don't sleep, you're prone to cravings. You're prone to eating more shit. You're going to be less like energized. You're going to want to not cook. Yeah. And they did studies, like legit, they sleep deprived certain people and gave people in like the amount of weight loss and the amount of healthy eating that went on between the two peer groups obviously was the people that slept. So like sleep more.
Yeah, I remember when I would like sleep like 8.5, 9 hours the next morning, bro.
You feel amazing, dude.
You feel good and you look leaner because you burn food.
You burn food. Yeah, you burn while you sleep.
Yeah.
If you're not sleeping and you're just shoveling shit in your mouth because you're sleep deprived and you get cravings and you're kind of working or whatever and you live in a healthy lifestyle, you're just gonna start eating shit and working. It's like you're just gonna get fat.
Yep.
It's like sleep.
Sleep's a big one.
Sleep's
I
huge,
do
like,
highly agree with that. I remember always making the best progress whenever I got like a good 8.5 hours of sleep.
Man.
So.
Sleep, rest, recovery.
The Root Band.
No, really though, that book is really good. You should check it out.
Yeah, we might actually do a topic on sleep.
I think it's
here
important,
soon.
Dude.
I think
there's
it's
so
important.
many misconceptions on sleep itself.
Yeah.
Like on what you need, how much, when, how, melatonin.
We'll get into
like,
that.
That's crazy, but yeah.
But
yeah,
overall, it does
overall,
help. It helps
sleep,
maintaining a healthy eating lifestyle. So
far.
it's definitely very, very applicable to the topic. But I think there's a lot of really good points, a lot of good topics on keeping a healthy lifestyle. And not to mention,
it's
like,
real simple, man. Like if you're gonna try to live healthy, like get rid of shit that's gonna take you.
Get
down
rid of
the
shit
wrong
that's
path.
bad. Buy stuff that's good. Like stuff you know is good.
And
I always tell people, buy what you know is healthy.
And the crazy thing is, man, this is wild that people know. They know what they should and they shouldn't eat. It's like people are like, oh, what should I be eating to lose weight? You know already.
Yeah.
You know.
People
Don't
know.
fucking ask me. Don't come looking for a fucking answer. When you know that you should be eating that Chick-fil-A you just posted on your story.
I also think, like, one more thing. I also think that social media influencers like to post pictures of themselves, like, jacked, and they'll post pictures, oh, yeah, eat good today.
Cheat meal. And it's like Joe Swole with, like, 30 burgers.
Yeah,
like,
30 burgers, and it's like, how is he
kidding
eating
me?
that? So it's like, you cannot compare yourself to
I
these
think
people.
that's but those guys, man, they're to the extreme that they're gonna eat that like those like 4 burgers at In-N-Out.
Yeah, and they'll still lose weight.
They'll lose weight, but that's probably the only meal they had that day.
Yeah.
They haven't eaten like that in months.
Not to mention their metabolism has already been built to really burn like 5,000 calories a day, so they have to eat a whole shit ton of calories just to be able to maintain muscle mass. So yeah, they can eat all that shit and still not gain a pound.
Anything. They're good, yeah. But like those are extreme
That's how it
measures.
happens. Yeah.
You gotta just know, man. Just do your research. Don't eat like shit.
Which reminds me, I'm freaking hungry, so
Yeah.
we should grub.
Chick-fil-A.
No.
I'm kidding.
All right, guys.
Pizza.
We appreciate y'all tuning in. No more pizza. We are going to Chama tomorrow.
Chama, yeah.
So if y'all want to check, well, it won't be up by then, but you know, I'm gonna go to Chama. Probably eat lighter in the day, get a good workout on, and then just feast.
It's
So,
sweaty at the meat time.
yeah, get this meat sweats.
Yeah, dude. That's what it's all about.
All right, guys, go ahead, give us a follow, like, subscribe, press the like button in the YouTube video as well. Help the algorithm.
Yeah.
Want to get some more views on these things, so we really appreciate y'all for tuning in. We love the feedback as well, so be sure to comment, DM us,
Subscribe, like.
tell Elijah he's ugly,
Why?
get a haircut.
Did get a haircut.
Subscribe to our YouTube, post videos every Monday and Friday.
Yeah.
Switch the routine up a little bit. Mondays and Fridays is when we post our videos.
Try to put some more content.
Put some more content out there. We'll also post some more videos on Instagram to be able to show a little more in depth into our daily lifestyle.
Shit, yeah.
Little funny videos, clips, the mellow head. So be sure to tune in, guys. We appreciate it. Thank y'all so much.
Yeah.